So I was debating to make this video, guys, and I want to start off saying, since this was Nebraska's last regular season game, I started this YouTube channel 2 months ago, right when the season started, essentially 2.5, 3 months ago, I guess now, and I'd say I've done pretty well, and I've met a lot of great people. Now, obviously, you guys know I don't just cover Nebraska football. I love college football in general, but I just want to say thank you to everybody. I mean, I truly mean that. Like, I met a lot of great people, some fans of other teams, some great Nebraska and Husker fans here. I love you guys. I do. I truly mean that. Like, I love reading the comments and you know, not there's obviously your idiots out there that leave stupid remarks and shit, but like a lot of overwhelming great people on this channel, and I want to say thank you. I'm sorry if you're a Nebraska fan, because this just sucks. This loss today, 40-16 to Iowa. The last two games getting beat by a combined score of 77 to 26 to two teams. No offense to Iowa and Penn State, and I'm going to talk about Iowa here in a minute. Is they're not even in the top 4 or 5 of the Big Ten. I mean, we got beat by some average, above average teams in the Big Ten, and didn't get beat. I mean, we got our shit pushed in. I mean, this was bad, embarrassing, unacceptable. You guys throw the term in there. It's hard to talk about. Like, I'm honestly like depressed. Like, I didn't see the season ending this way. I'm going to talk about Matt Rule too here at the end real quick, and I'll try to keep this as quick as possible, but I want to give hats and props off to Iowa. Iowa is what I wish Nebraska was. And that hurts for me to say that. I'm not an Iowa Hawkeye fan. I don't hate Iowa, even though that seems to be the Iowa man's mantra on my channel, is that I don't like Iowa, which is ridiculous because I'm from Nebraska. It's like one of the more human potato level takes I get on this channel. Like, oh, you're from Nebraska, you hate Iowa, or you... Why? Because they're a good football program? It makes no sense to me at all. I always seem to get that comment every once in a while, and just like, God, man, you must live under a rock or something, bud. But, you know, with that being said, Iowa beat the hell out of us. They're just a good football team. They did exactly what I said they were going to do, just like I said Penn State was going to do. That's not to pat myself on the back. That's not for me to sit there and say, hey, Chris, you know, you're right, and you guys were all wrong. No, a lot of you guys agreed with me in the comment section and thought the same thing. I guess my thing with Matt Rule is, guys, I am kind of off the train. I said that this week, and I know I upset a few people in the comment section with that comment. If you guys knew me a couple of years ago when we hired him, I told my dad, his first person I talked to when it happened, I said, not the guy I wanted. I said, I know we don't always get what we want. I said, I hope I'm wrong about Matt Rule, but I said, when I look at his resume, and I could tell you guys his resume, he's right now currently 66-61 lifetime. He's barely above 500 coach. And outside the one season at Baylor where he went, I think, 11-3, and they played for the Big 12 title game, and then he bolted to the NFL, that ain't enough for me. He has no real ties to Nebraska. That never, like, oh, but he's you know, year 3 Rule. What? Because he did it at a group of 5 school in Temple. Like, who cares? That's great. We all start somewhere. I'm not knocking his time there. I remember when he was at Temple, but okay, great. You know, cool. I mean, there's a lot of coaches do that. That's how they get to these bigger upper echelon programs, obviously, right? They started in a group of 5 and worked their way up the ladder. You know, and then you went to Baylor. You were only there for 3 years. Your first year was 1-11. I could say you had a 1-win season. He was only there 3 years. So it's not like he had consistently won 11, 10, 9, 8, 10, 11 games. He did it one time. Like, that's great. That was a good year. Baylor had a decent team that year. It's also the Big 12, too. Let's be honest, guys. The Big 10 and the SEC run things. These are the two best conference by far overall, and it's not even close. If you don't watch more than, you know, obviously, you know, Nebraska football, the Big 12 is not that good. There's a reason why Texas and Oklahoma and A&M and Missouri and Nebraska all aren't in there anymore. They're in the SEC or the Big 10. It's the writing's on the wall there, and that's not shitting on some of those teams that are in there at all. And there are some good teams in there every year, but what he did in Baylor at 2019 really wasn't anything that nobody, you know, everybody, he was kind of a name and everybody was kind of hot on him. And he, you know, the Carolina Panthers thought they'd take a shot on him. It failed miserably in his time at the NFL, and it didn't work. And I don't knock him for his time in the NFL. It's a whole different ball game coaching the NFL than it is in college. I think anybody knows that, but I wasn't overly impressed with the hire here. I didn't think that I wanted a guy, man. I guess, like, I know, and this looks bad because the guy we were all high on was Scott, and it didn't work out. But there's other guys out there. I just want to see somebody like Mike Eckler, our special teams coach, running up and down, fired up on the sideline, because I can just look at him for 5 seconds today on that kind of like an onside kick that we did today or whatever. It was a hell of a football play. And we got the ball back, but he was just so fired up. Like, go watch Dan Lanning at Oregon, man. That's why I love that guy. Like, you can just watch him and you know that they care. Matt Rule, when he stands there on the sideline, they showed the guy like 80 times today. He's looking around and just looked lost. He doesn't look like he's talking to coaches. He don't look like he's talking to his players. I don't know, man. And I don't know what's going on with him. I saw his press conference this week. He looked depressed as shit. Man, I'm depressed as a fan, bro. That's how I feel. But you're the head coach, man. And I thought Nebraska would come out fired up after especially these last 2 games. One, the Penn State game being his alma mater and played there, and then we get, our dicks pushed in the dirt, and we turn around today and lay an egg, and just, man, it's hard, dude. It's hard. So I don't know where we go next year, guys. We're not obviously firing Matt Rule, and that's not what I'm saying. Me personally, he's got a lot to prove to me, and I know I'm just a random nobody on the internet, but I don't really, I guess my 3 years of watching him here, are we really any better than we were 3 years ago? I think a little bit better, obviously, after the Scott thing. But there's levels to this, man. And Matt Rule, I think he's a good coach when it comes to if you're on a bad team, a team that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins, something like that. I think he can take you to 6, 7, and 8. But then there's another level. There's the 9, 10, 11, and then there's the Ohio States of the world, right? That the level that very few teams ever achieve. And I, as a Nebraska fan for 40 years and watched Nebraska play in 5 national titles growing up when I was younger, the level I want is the 9, 10, 11, competing for conference championships. It doesn't have to be every single year. I understand college football has changed a lot, but I want to be at that level. I can guarantee you Matt Rule is not that guy to take you to 9, 10, 11 wins consistently. I don't think he's that guy. I hope I'm wrong, because I think we're gonna have him for a while unless he somehow goes somewhere, I guess. I don't know who really wants him. I'm very pissed off at the athletic department of Nebraska. I want to mention that for extending his ass before the Minnesota game, because he played it off so perfectly with the Penn State job. Wouldn't answer the question. I thought was kind of bullshit. How you feeling now, Nebraska athletic department? How you feeling a month and a half later now that we've lost, 4 out of our last 6? How do you feel? Were you really that worried about Matt Rule leaving? Penn State never offered him the job. I don't think so. And if they did, man, then there's the door, I guess. I didn't like the way that all shook out. And I think things really took a turn for the worst when that happened. Nebraska quit playing good football when that happened. Now, we did play some decent teams in there, but you guys know what I'm saying. Nebraska just didn't look the same when that whole thing happened. Too many off-the-field distractions this year, in my opinion. Dylan Raiola leading up to this week with, he's apparently leaving. Well, okay, see you later, I guess. I don't know. Like, that whole thing loomed above us, the Penn State thing. It's just, I don't know, man. It felt that way. I'm not using that as an excuse. It felt that way this year. And it's unfortunate, because if there was ever a year Nebraska was going to win 9 or 10 games, this was the year because of the schedule. And I want to ask some of you guys out there, who was Nebraska's best win this year in conference? Was it Northwestern? Was it Maryland? Was it Michigan State? Was it UCLA? Who was it? Is that really any better than where we were last year with the 7-6 season? I don't know. I'm not gonna say too much here. I want you guys to let me know down in the comments your thoughts, if you would, please. So I'm gonna kind of wrap this up real quick. Like I said, I just want to say thanks again to everybody, and I'm obviously still gonna root for my Huskers, man. I love them no matter what. But I do feel, as a fan of my team, at times I can criticize my coach. I haven't talked bad about him all year. I don't think he's a bad person. I don't have ill will. I don't hate the guy. Nothing like that. I just don't think he's probably the guy for the job here, guys. I just don't. It's easy to say that after the way we've ended the year. I get that. We're all in a bad attitude over it, especially if you're a diehard like I am. But I kind of saw this writing on the wall that I just don't feel that he's the guy to get us to the next step where I think I want to be. If you guys are happy with 6, 7, and 8 win seasons, Matt Rule's your guy. He's your guy. Maybe you and I have different opinions on that. If you're younger than me, you really don't remember Nebraska being really good like I do. If you're older than me, that's all they knew. My dad's age, my God. If you're 50, 60 years old, holy shit, all you knew your whole life was Nebraska being great. I was fortunate enough to see the end of it, from 93 on. So, but if you're happy, I guess, as a fan, winning 6, 7, 8 games every year, and that's good enough for you, and you want Matt Rule, he's your guy, then great. We're on a little bit different wavelengths here, though, man. I expect that next step. I want to see the worst season being an 8-win season. The next season, being a 9 or 10. And, if you drop back down to an 8, cool. Then next year, maybe you're looking at an 11 win and competing for a Big Ten title. That's what I want more than anything. I know we'll never be the Ohio State, Georgia's, Alabama. I know that. I've accepted that a long time ago. But I still think as a fan and somebody who really loves my program, I should be able to expect that here in Nebraska. We have nothing else in the state, man. This is all we got. And there's no reason why teams like Iowa can have that type of success, and teams like, Michigan still doing it the way they do it. There's no reason why Nebraska can't be there. Nobody will ever tell me otherwise. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to let you go. This was a tough loss. I don't know what I'm going to do in the offseason coming up here, but I am going to – there's a lot of good football being to be played yet, and I'm going to be covering a ton of the playoff games. I might cover a couple big-time bowl games, but obviously I'll be talking about Conference Championship Week, guys. I'm excited for that outside of my Huskers. So, if you guys are a big college football fan like I am, just outside of Nebraska, man, stay tuned, guys. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff for that. So I'm pumped about that. As far as the Huskers go, I'm kind of done talking about them. There's really not much else to say, I think. This is just hard when we lose this way, and then I got to go 8 months again. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm not the only one going through it, but love y'all, Husker Nation, man. We'll see you guys next time.